Okay. This is a very special episode as I give you a sneak peek into a module in the Complete Thyroid Fix Masterclass. So we are going to be talking about if you choose the medication path, because in the Complete Thyroid Fix, I give you two choices. You can go the natural path or you can go the medication path. And on the medication path, I like discussing the fears and frustrations that doctors have over T3 medications and what you might hear if you request that. So if you go through the course and we figure out by looking at your labs and dissecting all of those underlying conditions that can impair your thyroid function or make you not convert T4 to T3 properly. And if you're sitting there going, I have no idea what you're talking about, you will actually learn all of that in the Complete Thyroid Fix Masterclass. So we take you from beginning to end, broken to fixed, totally affordable to do. It guides you every step of the way. I guide you every step of the way. So this is going to be a game changer for you. And you can probably hear the excitement in my voice. The latest introduction, the latest member of the family to the Fixxr line is Metabolism Fixxr. And this, oh my God, I formulated this just for all my people out there that need to lose weight, that need help in the weight loss department, that can't lose weight no matter what they do, that feel like they have a slow metabolism, and that might be thinking of trying all those peptides out there, you know, the Beverly Hills soccer mom drug of choice for weight loss peptides. Or even if you're on them already and you're like, man, these are really expensive and I'm still not losing weight, add in Metabolism Fixxr. Here's what I did. I took the power of T2, which increases your basal metabolic rate while you are sitting there watching Netflix. You're burning fat while you're watching Netflix. I combined it with a very unique patented ingredient called Suppressa. Suppressa has multiple clinical trials backing its efficacy in reducing your appetite, decreasing snacking, and providing way more control over your food intake. It is amazing. We also see improved emotional well-being, just decreased food cravings all around, reduced hunger, and weight management. Add on top of that, we have green tea extract. We have purple forest purple tea extract, both of which affect the metabolism in a very positive way without the jitters of normal fat burning supplements out there from the 1980s and 90s, right? The ones that made you feel like you're having a heart attack. You will not have that in any of my supplements, Thyroid Fixxr or Metabolism Fixxr. But Metabolism Fixxr, ooh, yeah, we kicked it up a notch. It is in powder form, so you can drink it through your day. It's going to flavor your water. We got orange crush and refreshing citrus. I love them both. It is going to keep you under control all day long. So you throw a couple scoops in your water bottle in the morning, throw a scoop or two in your water bottle throughout the day. You will have fat burning and appetite control the entire day for what? An eighth of a price of the peptides? Oh my God, you can't go wrong. So grab some Metabolism Fixxr today. Please let me know how you do on it. I am super excited for you. Super excited. This one particular module is when we dive into the benefits of T3 and why you should not be scared of it. So the biggest, I would say, hurdles or fears, like we're talking about here, that you will hear from your doctor, there are two. Number one, all of a sudden you're going to lose all this bone, right? You're going to be Sally Field. You're going to need to go on some, once a month injection or whatever it is. And you're going to have bone loss. And then the second fear is you're going to have tachycardia and you're going to have a heart attack if we give you T3. Well, like I go into in this lesson, we can give you a little bit of T3. We can give you a baby amount, and that might be just enough to give you your life back. Or we go the natural route and we just kick conversions ass. We make sure that you're converting from T4 to T3. So don't get discouraged, but I want you to listen to this one and hear about the fears that you may hear from your conventional doc or that you might have already heard if you've been to like 7 docs like I did, on why we can't give you T3. And then we're going to negate those fears and empower you with knowledge. And this is just an itty little piece of the course. Empower you with knowledge to be able to combat those fears. All right, so enjoy the episode, share it. And if you want to hear more about the Complete Thyroid Fix, check the show notes. We're going to put a link in there if you want to go through that course and get your life back. Fear of T3 by doctors. I really want to go over this with you face to face and not with slides, because I think it's important to really dive into this. Here's the problem. So if you have figured out by going through this module that you indeed do need a little bit of T3, be it in the form of liothyronine, Cytomel, or NDT medication, then it's going to be a little bit of a tough conversation with your doctor if he or she is not open-minded enough and progressive enough and educated enough in the thyroid. They may present you with a false fear that the T3, number one, will not work. Number two, will cause heart palpitations and or a heart attack. And number three, will cause bone loss or osteopenia. So let's go over each of those. Number one, it won't work. Well, T3 is the active thyroid hormone, like we've discussed many times over and over. It is what runs the show. I have seen in 24 years of doing this, just by giving a patient a small amount of T3 and gradually working our way up to make sure that they tolerate it, to make sure that they do not go into a hyper state, which is very rare, as we've talked about, and to make sure that they basically feel good and their symptoms are reduced. T3 works. We do it slowly. Many times we'll start off with 5 micrograms, then go up to 10 micrograms. I've had some patients that start at 25 with no problem. As I've talked about, I am on 150 micrograms split dose of T3. It absolutely works, whether in a teeny tiny dose or a large dose. It absolutely does work because it is the active thyroid hormone. In Hashimoto's, it's the only medication, it's the only portion of the medication that really pushes down those antibodies and that makes them be suppressed, that actually puts Hashimoto's into remission. Fear number two, it's going to give you heart palpitations, heart attack, arrhythmias, only if you have a predisposition for heart issues. So if you've had a heart attack before, if you've been diagnosed with AFib, tachycardia, yes, of course, that is a concern. It doesn't mean that we don't use it. It just means that it is a valid concern. It is not, however, a valid concern if you do not have a predisposition for a heart condition. So let's get that right out there and push it away. The scientific studies are in. No, we're sorry. We were wrong all these years teaching these medical professionals that if you give a person T3, they're going to have a heart attack. That's not the case. Fear number three, bone loss. Totally, a complete misconception. So taking T3 medication will not all of a sudden cause your bones to deteriorate. Now, this is all provided that you are doing weight-bearing exercises of some sort, which we should all be, that you are on vitamin D with vitamin K and magnesium. That combination alone, which you should be on anyways, because it is good for your thyroid, and we'll dig deeper into that into the supplement module. But you should be on this anyways to protect your bone health and to support your bone health. That in combination with weight-bearing exercises will absolutely protect your bones. Adding in T3 is not going to make your body break down bone mass. It is not, especially at a low dose, enough to give you your life back and optimize your thyroid. No, no, no. Those fears are just that. They are fears, false evidence appearing real. Please do not let these fears get in your way of proper treatment. Do not accept that answer. It is coming from a doctor who is not educated and not updated in the thyroid. We'll be going over case studies and scenarios and dig into this so much deeper so you can compare it with your own. We'll be answering your questions in the Facebook group.
we will get to your proper medication type, dose, and we'll move you on to a doctor that, again, red flag number 2, if your doctor gives you those fears and refuses to treat you with a T3 medication when in fact you have figured out through working through this module that you need T3 in some form or another, then it's time to move on to a different doc. Remember, what red flag number 1 was your doctor refusing to test. Red flag number 2 is your doctor giving you lines of BS that simply aren't true as why they are refusing to treat your thyroid properly when you are suffering and there is an answer. So maybe time to move on to a new doc, which we will cover in a different module. But until then, I wanted you to fully understand the fears and the misconceptions that accompany a doctor saying no to T3 medication. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please share this episode and check out the entire Thyroid Fixxr podcast on all podcast platforms. If you're on iTunes, it would be awesome if you left me a review. And just a reminder, anything you hear on this podcast is not intended to diagnose or treat, so you always want to check with your doctor about any advice given on this podcast. And if you'd like to schedule a discovery call, please refer to the show notes for all the links. Everything that we talked about in the podcast will be in there with a guide for you on how you can get your life back. Let's get you fixed.